Today we are discussing about third chapter, that is polynomials. What is polynomial? We need to know. Before going to the polynomial chapter, for example, a tomato rate is, for example, 30 rupees per kg. Okay, 30 rupees per kg. Yesterday, Sunday, this tomato cost is 20 rupees per kg. For example, assume this one. Okay, on Sunday, tomato cost is 20 rupees per kg. On Monday, 30 rupees per kg. Okay, now I have only 50 rupees. Okay, I took 50 rupees in my pocket. Then I went to the market to buy tomatoes. Okay, now what happened actually, in the 2 days I went to the market on Sunday and Monday. Okay, for Sunday I can buy 20 rupees per kg is the cost price. That means what happened, I can buy 2 kgs. Okay, I am able to buy 2 kgs, that is 40. For example, cost of the tomato is taken as X because X is varying rate, the cost of the tomato cost. Okay, tomato cost ఏమైతుంది మారుతా ఉన్నది. టమాటా కాస్ట్ సేమ్ ఉందా? లేదు. ఆదివారం ఒక తీరు ఉంది, సోమవారం ఒక తీరు ఉంది. అది మారుతా ఉంది కాబట్టి దాన్ని మనం వేరియబుల్ అంటాం. ఓకే, ఇట్ వ్యారీస్ విత్ ద టైమ్ ఆర్ ఇట్ వ్యారీస్ విత్ సమ్ రిఫరెన్స్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ వేరియబుల్. దట్స్ వై ఎక్స్ ఈజ్ అన్ వేరియబుల్. సో దట్ 2 kgs వచ్చింది మనకు. ఓకే, ఆన్ సండే 2 kgs ఐ కెన్ బై, దట్ ఈస్ టమాటో కాస్ట్ 2 kgs, 2x అనుకుంటున్నా. ఓకే, 2x 2 kgs, 2 kgs అంటే 40 rupees. What is the remaining? 10 rupees is the remaining. This is the total 50. Next day, same 50 rupees I took, then I went to the market, that is on Monday. What happened? I am able to buy 30, for example, and the round figure 1 kg. 1 kg means 1x, that is the 1 kg tomato cost. Plus what is remaining after 30? 20 is the remaining value. 20 is the remaining value. Okay, this type of equations are nothing but polynomials. This type of equations are nothing but polynomial. Okay, now for example, I don't know what is the cost of the tomato. We can find what is the cost of the tomato by using these equations. 50 is the total amount what I have, equal to 2x plus 10, right? On other hand, 50 equal to x plus 20. 20 is the cost of the tomato. Okay, 20 is the cost of the tomato that varies from day to day, right? That varies from day to day. If I take 2x here, what will happen? 50 minus 10, that is equal to 40. 2x equal to, this is what happened, x will be the 20, right? Without knowing the cost of the tomato, we can find the variable, that is variable nothing but cost of the tomato. We can buy the cost of the tomato by using the polynomial equations. Okay, if we form the equations like this, we need to form the equations in general in our life. Okay, that is nothing but polynomial expressions. Here 50 minus 20, what will happen? 30 rupees. This is on Monday cost, this is on Sunday cost. Okay, on Sunday this is the cost, on Monday this is the cost of the tomato. It varies from the day to day. This is the variable. This type of equations, how the equations will be, listen carefully, how the equation will be. For example, this is one a, I consider as a, x is same as x. Okay, x is same as x. There is no power means there is a 1. Okay, if I take into the consideration, These polynomials are the expressions. These are expression, right? We are forming one expression regarding with our life. That is the market and cost of the tomato. Same thing if I take. This is the square. Sides of the square I consider as x. What is the area? Area of the square I want. What is area? X into x. X into x. X square. X square is also one of the polynomial. This is also one of the expression. But here what happened? The power is 2. Power is 2. Like this we are forming the expressions to solve the equations. Okay. Here we are finding out the different variables. We can find out variable. If for example, actually we don't know. Expression this is equal to, for example, 144. If we know the 144, what will be the x equal to 1 the root of 144, x equal to 12. Like this we can find. Now, by this, what is actually polynomial? 2x plus 10 is equal to 50, right? And another equation, x square is also there, right? We seen these two expressions. This is the area of the square and this is the tomatoes in the market, right? Now these are the natural general examples in our life, day-to-day life, right? Now what's actually the polynomial is? It is an algebraic expression ఎలా ఉండాలి అది in the form of a into x power n. ఏ ఫామ్ లో ఉండాలి? a into x power n. ఈ ఫామ్ లో ఉన్న ఏదైనా ఆల్జిబ్రిక్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ అంటే that is including with addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, like this, any form. Okay, it is an algebraic expression that is in the form of a into x power n. Here see, a into x power n లాగా ఉందా లేదా ఇక్కడ? See here, a into x power n, there is no n, that means there is a 1, x power is 1, that means we can consider. Here a is the real number, n is the whole number. In the whole number 0 will also be there. If for example x power 0, what will happen? It is equal to 1. Okay, for example like this we see 2x plus 10 is there, right? a into x power n అనుకున్నాం. This is in the form of here, and here also x power n, for example x power 0. What is x power 0? Is equal to 1, right? Here 1 into something a is there na, a into something. Okay, here see a into x power n, for example a into x power 0. If I take n equal to 0, what happened? A into 1 is nothing but a, right? A is only remaining term. Same here also, there is 10 is remaining. Same like that, there is a constant numbers also there. Okay, constant numbers also there. Here x is the variable. Okay, a is the coefficient, real coefficient, we can say real coefficient, because this a is the real number, that's why we call it as real coefficient. Okay, then n is the power value, that is whole number. Okay, we know what is polynomial. Now degree of the polynomial. What is the degree? Degree of the polynomial. What is the degree of the polynomial? Is nothing but it is the highest power of x in the polynomial p of x. Okay, what is highest power of x? Highest power of x in the P of x polynomial. For example, P of x polynomial, just minutes back 2x plus 10 is there. Another equation P of x equal to x square is there. These two are polynomials, right? P of x is the complete polynomial equation. This is also the complete polynomial equation. Here, highest power of x. What is the highest power of x in the equation? In this equation, highest power is 2. That's why degree is 2. What is the degree of the polynomial? 2 here. Here x is there. What is the highest power? 1 is there. Is there any x's here? There is no x here. Only one x. That's why we are taking highest power is 1. That's why the degree of this polynomial degree is 1. Okay. If we, those polynomials we call it as, okay, the polynomial has 1 degree, those polynomials we call it as linear polynomials. What? Linear polynomial. Example in the form of ax plus b equal to 0. Ax plus b equal to 0. Ax plus b equal to 0. Next. In our second degree, that means 2 degree. If we have 2 degree or second degree, those we call it as quadratic polynomial. What is quadratic polynomials? Quadratic, sagam. Okay. Linear, single. Second degree, quadratic. Third degree, cubic. Right? If the polynomial is third degree, that is nothing but cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial. This example is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Here ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to 0. 1 కాబట్టి that is linear polynomial. If the highest power of the x power ఇక్కడ 1 ఉంది, ఇక్కడ 2 ఉంది. Okay, which is the highest power? 2. That's why we are taking it as highest power of the x in the P of x polynomial. That is the consideration. Linear is 1, quadratic is 2, cubic is 3. 3-dimensional, right? Okay. On that, this is forming. Okay. Now, ఇది ఎలా వచ్చిందంటే ఒకసారి చూడండి. ax plus b ఎలా వచ్చిందో ఒకసారి చూద్దాం. ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అన్న కదా. See, in this previous example, 2x plus 10 equal to 50 అన్నాం. That way, I know what is the total amount I have. That is 50. For example, I don't have the total amount. I don't have any total amount. But I know what is the cost of tomato. If you know the cost of the tomato, then you can find out. If you know the cost of the tomato, then you can find out what is the total amount you have. For example, 2 into what is x? On the first day, that is Sunday, 20, right? Plus 10 equal to 0. 2 into 20, how much it is? 40 plus 10 equal to how much it is? 50, na? Okay. For example, if I take same like this, what happened? 2x equal to minus 10. X equal to what is? Minus 10 by 2. It is minus 5. X equal to what? Minus 5. What is the value of x? Minus 5. Minus 5 rupees is the cost of that one. Okay. For example, 4 into x power 1 by 2 ఉంది. This is polynomial or not, we need to justify. What is the polynomial? Polynomial is in the form of a into x power n algebraic expression, where a is equal to a must be real number, n must be whole number. Is x power n is there. Here this is n. Is n is whole number? No. What is whole numbers? Starting with 0, including total natural numbers. If this is acceptable here, then only it will be polynomial. Otherwise, this 4 into x power 1 by 2 is not a polynomial. Like that we need to justify. Okay. A should must be real and n is whole number. Next, what is the zeros of the polynomial? What is the zeros of the polynomial? Zeros of the polynomial is nothing but solution of the polynomial. Zeros of the polynomial is nothing but solution of the polynomial. That is nothing but what is the value of x, or nothing but what is the value of the variable. What is the variable value? For example, 3x plus 5 is there equal to 0. What is the zeros of this polynomial? And what is the zero? What is the zeros, or what is the zero of the polynomial is we need to find out. Okay, right. Here 3x equal to what happened? Plus 5 inside towards the right side minus 5. X equal to what happened? Minus 5 by 3. Because here multiplication, if we are taking towards the right side, it will be divisible. Right? That's why x equal to minus 5 by 3. This is the zero of the polynomial. Nothing but this is the solution of the polynomial. Nothing but we are finding out the variable. What the variable is. That is nothing but zeros of the polynomial. Okay. If the linear equation, for example, this is the linear equation, right? This is in the form of ax plus b equal to 0. Or ax plus b equal to c. You can say ax plus b equal to c sometimes. Okay. Ax plus b equal to 0. For the linear polynomial, how many zeros are there? Only 1 0. For 1 0 means what is 0? Here zeros of the polynomial is nothing but solution. That's why it has only one solution. For quadratic polynomial, power 2 unte 2 solutions. For cubic polynomial, 3 solutions. Okay. For the linear polynomials, it has only one solution. For quadratic polynomial, it has 2 solutions. For cubic polynomial, it has 3 solutions. Based on the chapter 3rd one, that is polynomial, it will helpful for the 3rd and 4th chapters and 5th chapter also. 3rd, 4th, 5th. These 3 chapters. 3rd, 4th and 5th. These 3 chapters are same concept. This is the introduction part. Then second, this one is the linear polynomials, and 5th chapter is the quadratic polynomials. These are including and connecting with each other. Okay, these are very important. These 3 chapters will cost 12 to 15 marks in the final examination. 12 to 15 marks in the final examination. Okay. Already I told you what is the zero of the polynomial. Zero of the polynomial is nothing but solution of the polynomial. I told you that is 2x plus 5 equal to 0. What is the zero of the polynomial means what is the variable value? Or if we substitute some value at x, this total equation must be equal to 0. For example, see 2x equal to minus 5 here, x equal to minus 5 by 2, right? This is the solution or zero of the polynomial. For example, we can find out another way also. See 2x plus 5 equal to 0. 2x plus 5 equal to 0. You can substitute x is what? Some value we need to substitute. For example, you can take, you need to substitute x is what's the actually x variable. Sometimes x equal to 0 anukutuna, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3, x equal to minus 1, x equal to minus 2. Like this we are doing this process. If it is 0, 2 into 0, 2 into 0 plus 5. 2 zeros are 0, plus 5 is equal to 5. Next, 2 into 1 plus 5. 2 ones are 2 plus 5, 7. 2 2s are 4 plus 5 9. Here 3 2 3s are 6 plus 5 11. 2 into minus 1 plus 5. How much it is? 2 ones are 2. 2 ones are 2, but it is minus 2. Plus into minus, minus 2 plus 5, it is 3. Then 2 into minus 2 plus 5. 2 2s are 4. What it is? Minus 4 plus 5, it is 1. But in all these assumptions, this equation will not be 0 anywhere. That means these all are not zeros of the polynomial. That means these are not the solution of the polynomial. If you are doing like this, most of the times you will get what is the zero of the polynomial. If it is the linear polynomial, you can find like this, what is the zero of the polynomial. But if the equation is the quadratic or cubic, you need to proceed like this. And different methods also there. I will tell you how to proceed for the next steps. Okay. Now, sometimes examiner is asking to find out uh, zeros of the polynomials, and also they are asking to find out what is the expression value if we substitute x is equal to 1 or 2 like that. Now listen. What are the values of p of x where x square minus 2x minus 3 at what are the values of the p of x polynomial at ఎక్కడ ఒకవేళ x is equal to 3 ఉంటే x equal to minus 1 ఉన్నప్పుడు x equal to 2 ఉన్నప్పుడు what is the value of this polynomial expression అంటాడు. మనం సింపుల్ గా అనుకున్నామే p of x equal to x square minus 2x minus 3 is the chumli. That is the equation. Now we need to find out what is the p of x value if we substitute x equal to 3. Here in the place of x we need to substitute 3. So p of 3 we need to know first of all. 3 square minus 2 into 3 minus 3, right? 3 3s are 9 minus 2 3s are 6 minus 3. I already told to you BOD-MAS rule. What is BOD-MAS rule? First brackets open, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction we need to follow while we are operating this addition, subtraction, division and multiplication process. Same thing here, minus minus is there. Okay, you can take 9 minus 6 is 3, 3 minus 3 equal to 0. Fine. That means the equation is equal to 0. That means x equal to 3. If the x equal to 3 is the 0 of the polynomial. X equal to 3 is the 0 of the polynomial when the equation is equal to 0 only. Next, x equal to minus 1. Okay, now that means p of minus 1 is equal to x square means minus 1 whole square minus 2 into x is minus 1, that's why minus x, sorry, minus 1. Okay, then minus 3. Minuses వచ్చినప్పుడు ప్రతిసారి when the minus is coming in any equation we should must practice to take brackets, okay, otherwise problem may be confusing, then answer will be going wrong. Okay, that's why for every subtraction, try to take brackets for that values. Minus 1 square, what will be the minus 1 square? Minus into minus plus 1 into 1 1. Minus 1 square means minus 1 into 1, minus into minus plus 1 into 1 1. Okay, now that's why it is 1. Minus into minus, here bracket means it indicates there is a multiplication sign. That's why minus into minus plus 2 ones are 2, minus 3 ki minus 3. 2 1, how much it is? 3. 3 minus 3 equal to 0. That means x equal to minus 1 is also a 0 of the polynomial. Next, x equal to 2. That means p of 2. In the place of 2, in the place of x, we need to substitute value 2. 2 square minus 2 into 2 minus 3. 2 2s are 4 minus 2 2s are 4 minus 3. Here 4 minus 4 0, 0 minus 3 equal to minus 3. Here some value is there, that means 2 is not the 0 of the polynomial. If the equation or the expression is equal to 0, then only it is the 0 of the polynomial or the solution. That's why how many zeros are there? 1, 2. That is x equal to 3, x equal to minus 1. Why only 2 zeros are there for this equation? Because it is the quadratic equation. For the quadratic polynomials, I already told to you what is for the quadratic equations, 2 solutions or 2 zeros. For cubic, 3 zeros. For linear, only 1 zero. That means only one solution will be there. Okay. Now one polynomial is there, that is x power 4 minus 16. Examiner is asking, checking whether minus 2 and 2 are the zeros of the polynomial x power 4 minus 16. 2 comma minus 2 అనేది 0 of the polynomial అవుతుందా కాదా అని అడుగుతాను. So we need to check with 2 and minus 2. I am taking p of x, that is the polynomial is x power 4 minus 16. Here p of 2 we need to check first of all. 2 power 4 minus 16. What happened? 2 power 4 is the 16 minus 16 equal to 0. Okay. P of 2 is the perfectly, it is the 0 of the polynomial. Okay, next. Minus 2. Minus 2 whole power 4 minus 16. 16 minus 16 equal to 0. So, p of minus 2 is also 0 of the polynomial. అనేసి ఇక్కడ మనం ప్రూవ్ చేసి రాసేయాలి. ఓకేనా? రైట్. క్వాడ్రాటిక్ ax square plus bx plus c ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d equal to 0 equal to 0 equal to 0 అని మనం తీసుకున్నాం కామన్ గా. సమ్ టైమ్స్ దేర్ ఈజ్ ఎ వాల్యూ ఆల్సో హియర్. ఐ ఆల్రెడీ టోల్డ్ టు యూ 50 rupees. I have 50 rupees. I go to the market. I buy 2 kg of market with cost of the 20 rupees per kg. 2 into 20 plus remaining amount is 10 rupees. That the total amount is 50. I already told to you at the starting of the chapter. Okay. Same like that. There is a y value also there in sometimes. Okay. This x is the one variable and y is also some variables. Okay. Now we have the algebraic method to find out what is the zeros of the polynomial. Zeros of the polynomial is nothing but the solution, that is equal to 0. That means we can take x equal to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 sometimes. If I substitute these values in the equation, if we get the total equation equal to 0, that is the 0 of the polynomial. This is the algebraic method. Now another method we need to go, that is the graphical method. How to find out the zeros of the polynomials in graphical method. In the graphical method we are using graphs. That's why I explained in the earlier class what is graph detail.